My name is Ojo Isaac. I am the manager of Presta Royal Concept, an accounting software company located in Ikeja, Lagos. If today is your first day of coming across my video, please click on the share button. Click on the like button so that when we post other videos, you will be able to receive it. You will be the first to receive it. Click on the notification button, which are number one, the subscription button. Don't forget to do that. The like button, so that you will be able to receive the other notification from us. Today's video is about how to set up charts of account in Quickbooks. How to set up charts of account in Quickbooks. Before you set up charts of account in Quickbooks, you have to prepare the charts of accounts. You have to have a list of charts of account. I mean, you have to prepare your ledgers, the type of ledgers you want to set up in Quickbooks. They must be properly set up by an accountant. This function is normally performed by an experienced accountant. Okay, let's go to our case study to look at the charts of account that we have got here. This is our case study. Look at it there. QuickBooks Advanced Study Case Study. Ebony Conglomerates PLC. Below are the financial records of Ebony Conglomerates PLC as at 21st of January 2021. You are required to post their financial records into Quickbooks accordingly. Yes, before you start to post, you must start from setup. So therefore, the instruction here, which is implied, is for you to set up first before you start to post transactions. There are very many here. That is why that question is like that. Look at this, the chart of account, then the customers, the list of customers, vendors, transactions, and all that which we are going to look at during the course of this training. But today we are looking at the charts of account. The charts of account. So, which is the principal book of account? All right. So look at the following is the general ledger extract from Ebony Conglomerates. It means you have prepared this list. You must have this list. If you don't know how to do it, it means that you will see a senior accountant or an experienced accountant who will be able to prepare it in the proper order. An experienced accountant who is also familiar with accounting software like Quickbooks to be able to prepare the list for you to set up in the management of your company financial transactions. Okay, look at the charts of account here. Under the charts of accounts, we have various ledgers, more than 30 ledgers that we have got here. We have ledger like the petty cash ledger. We have cash on hand ledger. Then we have UBA ledger. We have Zenith Bank ledger, GTB ledger, and the class in the software Quickbooks. You need to classify this ledger properly, which is also similar to the classes of account in accounting. So these are the class. For instance, petty cash is classified as cash. Then cash on hand is also classified as cash. Then UBA is classified as cash. Then Zenith Bank classified cash. These are cash and cash equivalent. You know, cash and cash equivalent classification in accounting are majorly two types. That is the cash at bank and cash at hand. So these are the classes here. Now let's look at the next class. The next class is current assets. So you must know the items that are going to fall under the current assets. That is the reason you have to see an experienced accountant who will help you in this regard. Then fixed assets. You also know you have to know the list and the classification of the fixed assets that you have gotten. Like here now, we have gotten the PPE as follows here. Then we have fixed furniture and fittings, equipments, vehicles, plant and machinery, then building. These are what are listed here. In them subdivided also, you have building improvements in case there is an improvement on the building that the company is occupying. Then immediately after that, you have what? The depreciation. That is the depreciation on these assets above. So you must know what to do about that and how to set it up in your software, Quickbooks. Then after that, you have current liabilities. We have other current liabilities, long-term liabilities. We have equity, different types of equity here. We have members' equity, which is this one. Then we also have members' draw equity, which is this one. So we have sales, that is income. Look at it here. This is the income, sales. Then discount, sales discount. Then we have cost of sales. Then they have other cost of sales, freight and carriage inward. Then we have expenses. We can go on different expenses, both maintenance expenses and generator, diesel maintenance expenses, patient expenses, bank charges, and all that. We can go on and on and on and on. As an accountant, you need to know how to organize your general ledger before you can come to set up the ledgers in Quickbooks. It is when you have done this, then you will have a good report. If you do not know how to set up a proper chart of account, I enjoy you to consult a senior and experienced accountant who will help you in this regard, because this is the backbone of your reports. If you do not know how to set it up, your reports will be turned upside down, and management will not rely on your report, and your report will not be used for management decision taking. So let me stop there. Okay, these are examples of charts of account. So we go to the software now. So when we want to set up the chart of account, what do? You go to the company menu. That is what we do. You go to the company menu. Then when you get to the company menu, you will now click on the charts of account. Okay, so let's look at the company menu. Company menu here. Click from the drop down, you have charts of account. Yeah, this is the chart of account, right? Now we have here for this very chart of account, we have a lot of chart of accounts figures here. I mean balances that are already here. This is an example of what I'm talking about. So, but if I move on with this, you may not be able to understand. So let me use the second company, the Presta Construction Company. Where is my Presta Construction Company? Come out here. So, okay, so now this is the Presta Construction Company. So I click on company. Then I select charts of account. Under the charts of account, I have listed and I have shown to you different ledgers there. So let us set up from the list. For the case study, we have petty cash as number 1 here. Then cash on hand as number 2. Then UBA as number 3. Let us go to Quickbooks again. So we are in Quickbooks. We have the list here. UBA is already here, but there's no petty cash. There's no cash on hand. So how do we represent this? That is the essence of this training. Okay, to do that, what we will do is to go down here, look at the mouse, click on this account or the drop down here. Then under this account button, you click on it, or you click on the drop down on the account button. Then from the display, you will click on new account. This is the starting point of setting up chart of accounts. So you can see that all the classes of account are listed here. You have the income class, the expense class, the fixed assets class, the bank class, that's the cash also class. The bank is also regarded as the cash book class also. Then loan, then also credit card, equity, And others, look at others here. When you want to set up, if all the lists here are exhausted and you are thinking of what to do again, no, don't be confused. You click on other types. Other types. From other types, you will see account receivable, you will see other current assets, other current payable, then, and all and all and all. What you should know is the name of the ledger and the classification. So therefore, I'm going to set up a bank ledger now, which is this, which is also cash. If I click on both bank, from my right hand side, you will see a display of information of what I'm going to be expecting that I'm going to do here. Immediately, it shows me that I will set up, under here, I will set up petty cash, checking account, that is bank, savings account, yes, bank, and money account, bank, and many more, in case you want to study for more. Okay, then I click on this, continue. I click on continue. When I click on continue will now take me to this window where I will fill all the information. Now, information number one is this very particular number. Okay, how do I get the number? Let me quickly minimize this and let us look at the chart of account so that you know how to get the number. If you look at your list here, under the list here, we have different numbers. That is, we have 10,100, which is a UBA, 10,200. The numbers are very, very important when you are hosting. It enables you to make references and identify the ledger and understand the ledger. So when you're talking about the numbering of charts of accounts, you look at the number from the first, which normally starts from 10,000. 10,000 is allocated. Before you start to set up chart of accounts, you are going to decide on the numbers, whether you are going to use numbers with a difference of 100 intervals or 50 intervals or 20 intervals. Whichever one you decide upon, I advise you to use 5-digit numbers that end with 0. The one I call the even numbers that end with 0. Do not use, for instance, 12,101, 12,102. That is unprofessional. As you can see from my chart of accounts here, starting with the bank, that is UBA, you can see 10,100, 10,200, 10,300, 10,400 will now be the next one, which means I'm creating my ledgers at an interval of 100 units. So if you are going to create your own, you are going to create your own within that line. But it also depends on the number of ledgers that you want to create. For instance, if you want to create up to about 20 banks and cash ledgers, you won't be able to use that method of 100. You can use 50 intervals or at an interval of 20, as the case may be. So, if you want to do that, you first write it on your Excel sheet, prepare it on the Excel sheet or your paper, so that when you are setting it up, it becomes very, very easy for you. This is also recommended by IFRS standard. So you should be able to get that. If you are advised you to get IFRS standard, if you are going to set up a chart of account for small businesses. You know, there are a lot of IFRS standards. You have a IFRS standard for small and medium scale organization, for public sector, and for corporations, bigger corporations, multinationals. So, if you are going to start with these smaller ones, which is the small and medium scale organization, I advise you to get that. So, I have recommended numbers for different class of account. For instance, 10,000 is for cash and cash equivalent. 11,000 is for account receivable. Then 12,000 is for inventory, and can go on and go on. This is a short video. I won't be able to continue in that, but I will show you some examples here now. Okay, so I'm going to set up petty cash from my case study here, petty cash. All right, which will be on top of UBA. So what I will do, I look at the number that UBA is having here, which is 10,100. So I will pick a number that will be on top, which is a number lower than that. We place petty cash on top. All right, let's try it. 10,000. Let's use 10,000 for instance. Okay, so let me bring out the window for that. New. Okay, this is the window. 10,000. I will enter 10,000 here. 1, 0, 0. Then enter petty cash. Petty cash. Or petty cash book. So, in a situation whereby I have different petty cash for operation, petty cash for admin and others, this is the same procedure. Save and new. I click on save and new. That is to say, I have orders to do. Now I have used 10,100. You remember? So what do I do to make the next one, which is cash on hand, to be on top of UBA? It means that I have to think up of the even number that ends with 0 here. So I can use 10,000 050 at 50. Okay, that will now be used for setting up of cash on hand. Cash on hand. So what I will do is to copy the same here, or type the same cash on hand and on the description box. Now, if I have the account number, if I'm setting up bank, which I'm going to do now, I will enter it there. Then I will click on save and close, so that we look at what I have set up. Okay, I've just done that. So this is it. Look at it. 10,000 petty cash, classified as bank here. Then 10,050 cash on hand. Look at it here. It's on top of UBA. Okay, so let's look at my chart of accounts, the case study. I have set up UBA. I've also set up Senate Bank. I've set up GT. Okay, let's go to the software. So all have been set up. In case there's need for additional bank to be set up. How do I do that? I will have to come to the last one here. I will check the different ledger interval, which is coming in the range of 100, 100, 100. The next one is 10,400. Okay, so I will pick 10,400 as the number, and the description will be IBTC, current account. Okay, let me do that. So I can, on this green line, on this green row, on top of bank, e.g. GTB, you will right click. Another method of setting up charts. I want to show you now. You right click, then you will see display. You click on new from the display. From the display, you select bank. This very one, bank option, because we are setting up bank. Then this information will display for you to look at and to read. Click on continue. When you click on continue, it will take you to the window whereby you enter all the necessary information, like the number. As I've said, 10,400 will be the number, IBTC current account. I will now enter IBTC current account. So this is what I will use here. Okay. Current account. So if I have the number, that is to say, I want to copy this, for instance, then paste here, because that is what I want to call it, the description. Then if this IBTC, for instance, is going to be used for field work, like a building, like construction, or like operations, I'm saying for here, I will not say for operations. Operations can do more description, can go on. So the account number can come here and say 0011367870 account number. Okay, so after that, I'll save it. Save and close. Let's look at the position here. Let's look at the position. What is it saying? Yes, I got it. That is 10,400. That is for cash. With this, I'm sure you will be able to do and set up your cash book or any other cash and cash equivalent, so that you will continue from there for cash. Okay, please don't forget to subscribe to this very video. Subscribe to this video